Good afternoon to all of the prospective students, parents, and families. My name is Cindy Stanley, and I am a 2010 graduate of the high school here at St. Joseph's. I want to tell you a little bit of my story. In the summer of 2006, my family moved from Cincinnati to Greenville. I had just graduated from 8th grade and was not thrilled about entering high school without any friends to accompany me. In order to break the ice before my freshman year, my parents signed me up for the SJCS volleyball camp. At the camp, I met a handful of girls who were also in the incoming freshman class at St. Joseph's. It was also during that week that the homeroom household assignments were announced. My new friends asked me which teacher I would be assigned to, and when I told them that I had Mrs. Kuhn, they were boiling over with excitement for me. Although I would not be sharing a homeroom with any of them, I remember that for the first time, I felt like I might be just fine at St. Joe's. My time at St. Joe's can be characterized in a number of ways, but the word that most comes to mind is enriching. The opportunities that I was presented here simply can't compare to the larger public high school that I would have attended. I held leadership roles in campus ministry and the theater department. I traveled to competitions with the math team, and I formed close bonds with my peers and teachers, which are still lasting friendships today. My teachers and peers pushed me out of my comfort zone into these opportunities and developed me into the independent woman that I am. Overall, St. Joe's challenged me to reach my full potential, and that is what separates a good school from a great school. I remember one evening after theater rehearsal, I met up with a few of my friends, Ferris Armley, Denise Azorska-Coco, and Brad Benor, at Sonic on Woodruff Road. We were pondering why we as a human race feel so inclined to personify God. And I literally took notes on my phone that night because it was such an interesting conversation, and I knew that I'd want to remember it down the road. Those memories are the valuable memories that defined St. Joseph's for me. Senior year of high school was busy, as you can imagine. I was leading the first ever Kairos retreat here at the school, serving as vice president of the Music Honor Society, and I also had the leading role in the school musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie. As with many high school seniors, my spare time was spent searching and visiting colleges. It was no secret to anyone at St. Joe's that my lifelong dream was to attend the University of Notre Dame. Unfortunately, the stars didn't quite align for me during my senior year, and I was placed on the wait list. So I decided to keep my name on the wait list, and I settled on Marquette University for my college choice. But on May 23rd of 2010, I got the call that I always dreamed of. I remember calling Mrs. McGrath in the admissions department here at St. Joe's, still in tears a few hours later. Please tell me you haven't printed the graduation programs yet. I'm going to Notre Dame. I still get chills when I think about how genuinely happy everyone was for me when my dream came true. I had so many teachers and friends who had helped me with the college admissions process, proofreading my admissions essays, and writing letters of recommendation for me. I graduated from the University of Notre Dame in 2014 with a degree in mechanical engineering. I worked in management for Sunoco Packaging Company for 3 years in North Carolina, Illinois, and Tennessee. And just this fall, I accepted a position as a continuous improvement engineer at a textile company just north of Spartanburg. I purchased my first house, and I finally relocated back here to South Carolina, my favorite place in the world. As I look back on the last 11 years since my family's relocation to Greenville, I credit so many of my young adult achievements to my time here at St. Joseph's. In my graduating class of 62 students here, we had 6 students attend the University of Notre Dame for college. We were prepared both in and out of the classroom for every challenge that came along with college. I truly don't believe that I would have been able to attend Notre Dame if I hadn't gone to St. Joseph's. I had several friends in college who had attended public high schools, and they generally had a difficult transition academically, mentally, and spiritually. My faith was strengthened at SJCS in a way that was natural to continue after I graduated. I have found a comfortable inclusion in each parish that I've attended, even as I've moved around in the past 3 years. And I've found the church to be a familiar place that has always made me feel at home. In my 4 years at St. Joseph's, we began every class with a short prayer. I remember that for Mrs. Kuhn's literature class, the prayer that we said was simply, Lord, help us to open our minds and our hearts to the knowledge you provide for us. Amen. That is what St. Joseph's Catholic School is all about. Thank you.